In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I scaled a creator from 7K per month gross to $40,000 per month gross in 30 days using AI Hybrid OFM. I'm going to be showing you the full play-by-play, the full step-by-step process, revealing every single checkpoint, checklist, KPI that I make sure when signing new creators. Now, this creator was not just every ordinary creator. I've been wanting to get into the AI OFM space for a while now, but not how the regular people do it with doing a full AI creator. I wanted to do hybrid, which is something that I am bringing to YouTube before anyone else even is talking about it. Through running this exact process and implementing this with the creators that I already manage, I've realized that hybrid AI isn't just about posting more content. It's about the systems, the right platforms, the right marketing, and the right structure from day one. And that's exactly why I'm making this video, to walk you through the 30-day process that I take this creator from going from 8K a month, 7K per month gross to hitting $40,000 a month, so you can replicate this in exactly how I do it in your agency. So let's get right into it. And if you guys want help implementing the exact AI OFM hybrid system inside of your agency, click the first link in the description for my free course and community that I host weekly calls on. I literally have a call here in about 30 minutes, so I got to get this video filmed pretty quickly. We host calls every single Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so let's switch over to the MacBook here. I'm not going to make this intro too long and break down the 30 days. All right, so before we get really delved into this, I want to talk about a little bit of context and setup previously. So we signed this creator who was already doing around 5 to 9 to 10K per month was usually her highest month. She hit it once or twice, but usually was around that $6,000 to $7,000 a month gross mark. Now, this creator was in and out of agencies. When we talked to her, she said that she just got out of a relationship with an agency that really wasn't doing that good. They were leaking some of her content. They weren't communicating with her, as well as past agencies. She's worked alone before. She just is one of those creators that has extreme amount of potential, great work ethic, but doesn't have a good agency to back her. So first thing we did with this creator is made sure we did a lot of optimization in the onboarding and also just in the first couple of days of this relationship. We made sure to hop on calls, explain what we would do clearly with her, explain how we're going to start implementing hybrid AI, because this was the first creator that I have worked with where we would be implementing hybrid from day one. And I wanted to test out a new structure, system, whatever you want to call it, with this creator about just the flow of how things should go. Because if you guys watch my content, you know that I am a big believer on having a system, having a flow, having a chronological way of doing things is always best. So nobody gets confused and you can actually implement good results. So first thing we did to generate $40,641.09, I guess that was the most specific number, in the gross earnings in 30 days, the full hybrid breakdown. So days 1 through 5, onboarding and audit. So this was a screenshot after the entire progress. You see now we're sitting at around 50,000 followers. This account started at around 12K followers when we signed with her. Yes, we grew this one account to 50K, almost 50K followers. The date of this recording is February 6th, so it's been about a week after, but I believe in 30 days, we brought her account to around 45,000 followers. Now, no, this was not 100% organic. We're going to get into the exact promos we did. I really wanted to launch this creator because usually whenever we do sign creators, I want to preface this so nobody gets confused here. When we do sign creators, usually what we will do is optimize. We will start making better content. It'll take us about 2 to 3 weeks before we heavily start investing money into promotions, because if that creator leaves, we don't know her work ethic, we don't know how serious she is. That only can be really tested when you're working with that creator. That's why I don't recommend, if you have a fancy creator, somebody just signed with you out of the blue, doesn't really seem too into it, to not invest a lot of money. That's something that we don't do. However, we knew this creator has been on OnlyFans for close to a year and a half now, 2 years. We knew that she's not going anywhere as far as the OF industry, and we figured if we could show her how far that she could go in 30 days, in 1 month of working with us, that she would stay on this platform, stay with us, and have a lot of that owed to us. So that's why it decided to spend a lot of money on promos, but we'll get into exactly what that looks like. First thing we did was optimize her Instagram. So her bio, her profile picture, her highlights. Previously on this Instagram account, there was highlights that just made no sense. It was personality was showing, branding was showing, but I do believe there is such thing as having so much personality on the page that is kind of just gross or unhealthy for the actual conversions. Main thing was just it was distracting from the link on the account there. So we optimized the post, we pinned posts, we deleted some of her old content. Second to this, we optimized the OF. We made sure that the bio in the OF was perfect. We made sure that the discount, previously there was no discount. It was simply, I think, just a $15 a month subscriber price. Then we changed it to 65% off of $10, so it was $3.50 for 28 days. We added a bio, profile picture, banner. We optimized all of this. But aside from that, the biggest thing also was content. So content distribution on Telegram. Like I was saying, what was broken was her Instagram. She was posting inconsistently. It was random content with no strategy. Like I was saying, she had 2 mini story highlights. The bio was trash. Her OnlyFans was terrible bio, bad banner. Pricing was too high. Like I was saying, was like $15 a month. There was no GFE strategy or strategy at all going behind the chats. It was just guys sending PPV. She had 1 chatter. The chatting ratios were like 1 to 4. Even if we got on the account and implemented our chatters and our chatting strategy, her earnings would have been, if it was, let's see, I think she had $500 in subs. I don't know. We'll do the calculations later, but it was an immense amount of money that she was leaving on the table. I told her straight up, literally on our first call where after we signed the contract, we had a meeting with her, our 30-minute ideology meeting. I literally said straight up, we're rebuilding everything from scratch. We're tearing down stuff. We're going to rebuild it. If you have issues with it, that's fine, but just let us do our things for this first month. And then after that, we can redistribute, kind of analyze how we're going to actually market you. That was the first days 1 through 5. We onboarded her, we optimized, and we made sure that we have a concrete base moving forward. And moving forward, the biggest thing is content. So we made sure that in our content foundation that we knew what we were posting, and we knew what we were posting was going to work. Okay, so what does this mean? What we're going to do with content distribution and content foundation, the biggest things with this is to make sure, A, we are researching from competitors. How do we do that? Go and find 3 to 5 competitors in your model's niche, either by searching on Instagram, letting your Instagram algorithm just kind of push you in that direction by liking and engaging, or you can go on OnlyFinder and then use the suggested accounts after clicking on their Instagram accounts. Then I want you to make a list of the top performing video styles that are performing in your niche, whether that's talking head videos, car videos, mirror videos, dancing videos, whatever. And I want you to take those styles of content that you think are most likely to perform, put them on a document, and then break down why they will perform. You can see here, we have hook, use words that engage the male audience. Have I had it in a car? Yes. Tell me how, we tell the model why it works. Put the zoom in the steering wheel so the steering wheel is not visible. Use direct eye contact, add caption on screen. We tell her not only what the videos are, how to film the videos, but why they go viral, what we notice about them. So also with this, we hop on a model FaceTime and or FaceTime with our model, and we simply just go over a certain, 4 things that are very important, which is good lighting, clean background, variety, and high resolution, aka camera quality. We just make sure that our model has all of these things, and if they don't, we take care of them. We either ship her a ring light or ship her some sort of rug. There's been times where it's just one simple fix can really elevate a shooting background. Now, after we had the filming content foundation, what this is just making sure that our model moving forward knows what to post, how to film it, and where to post it, and also how to film at a high volume influx. Okay, now it gets into the hybrid AI. We wanted to make and produce AI content. So what we did was we tell her to send us 1 to 3 videos or 3 pictures, of her waist, of her body, and of her face. So this is what this looks like. This is obviously a different creator. I can't legally show you the creator that I am referencing from, but this is essentially what the model sent us, was 3 pictures like this and 3 pictures like this of her face. Take 1 to 3 images of her face and of her body, and using Nano Banana Pro, start trying different combinations of the pictures together. So generate a prompt. The better and better your prompt is, the more you include inside of your prompt, what iPhone, what background, what lighting, what angle. The more information that you include in your prompt for this image generation, the better and better the AI model will come out. Now, you do not want to make this a one-time thing. You can see it is 14 cents to generate. It is not much. And I even believe with the pro versions and all sorts of stuff, you can get this cheaper. But you need to make sure that this image reference that comes out, the AI image generation, is perfect, because that is what's going to dictate how good your videos look. So make sure you trial and error and get the best video. With good prompting and trial and error, you will produce the most realistic perfect combination. Like I said, that'll produce the most realistic outputs. Now, you have the AI model that is produced. And what I want you to do with that, now that you have this, a lot of you guys are like, okay, what do I do next? Take that AI model that generated with Nano Banana Pro, add a reference video, usually add a simple one. This is just one that I pulled off the same Instagram account that I was taking all of these references off of, but pull a reference video that is pretty simple for her to create. Either dancing videos, mirror videos, simple videos for her to make or the AI to make. Doesn't really have to be too complicated. And I wouldn't make it too complicated, especially if you're new to this. Then I want you to take that and plug that into a video generation, which we use Clean. You generate the video generation right here. You'll add the prompt, you'll add the image, you'll add basically anything that you want to know. And also the reference image, you will generate that. And then from there, you will generate motion control. So this is what mimicking is. So this is just raw image generation. And if you have, basically you can take that model image, generate an image reference of that, and then put that into motion control, or you can start with motion control. Both work. All right. Add character images, add images that you want to generate, basically mimic off of, and then generate that image. And that will produce your AI finalized piece of content. Okay. So this is how we're producing the AI content. Now, it can be a lot complicated in this. This is the dumbed down version. If you guys want a full system that will generate over 50 videos in 15 minutes, all perfect quality, prompts to use, modules, over 7 different modules breaking down what this business model is, what's the important parts of it, how to go market and actually go viral with hybrid AI, because believe me, even to my surprise, it does have a different stigma, different little tweaks that you need to make in order for these videos to go viral. So if something like that is what you're interested in and you want personal help doing that, that's exactly what I offer inside of my one-to-one program. So click the first link in the description to join up inside of there. But moving forward from that point, days 9 through 10, we did account setup and infrastructure. What we did was we created 4 additional IG accounts, 5 including her main. We set up bios, her link in bio, and we created story highlights and made each account look real and active. So a lot of guys would be like, why are you creating 4 real accounts off the rip? Why? Because I now have hybrid AI to generate in stupid amounts of volume for this creator that are all very high quality. Additionally, with this, we created 1 main Twitter account and created 2 burner accounts for engagement farming. And we set up bios, set up profile pictures, and started promoting. But we'll get into the promotions, exactly how we did that later. Moving from that, after we set up all of those accounts, days 10 through 12, our content strategy and posting begins. So I went and looked at 3 different competitors. By the way, this model that I am referencing is kind of in the alt girl, not really full goth, but kind of goth girl niche. So in that, I referenced some goth girls. I also referenced just a normal AI model. And I was looking for what verticals are they posting? What AI content are they posting? How often are they posting it? And overall, what are the trends in this niche? And what I found worked was posing with music videos, caption videos, and glow up videos. These were blowing up at the time of this. And these are all full AI, by the way. And I made the posting schedule, 5 IG accounts, 3x per day, which is 15 videos, 2 TikTok accounts, which was 2x per day, and 1 X account, which was 2 to 3x per day. So we're posting 19 to 25 videos a day. Now, I know on paper that might not seem so crazy, but if you do the math on that, let's say on average, we're posting 20 videos a day and pulling on average, let's not even do 10K views, just 5K views. That's 100,000 views generated every single day. Times that by 30, looking at 3 million views every single month. Now that's if we only pulled 5,000 views, which is totally unrealistic. We're going to pull 5 and then 10 and then 15 and then 20. If you have an account with hybrid AI that is pulling consistently 20,000 views, that's 12 million views a month. You're going to make insane amounts of money. And that is why this hybrid business model is so lucrative. It is so expendable because you can easily take a model that previously maybe couldn't generate all the content, maybe didn't look the best, maybe didn't have the best work ethic, and just flip the script and start generating AI content that will produce mass amounts of high quality content. So from there, once we knew that, it was day 13 and it was time for our first wave of promotion. Biggest thing that I always do is model to model promotion. Super simple. Your account DMing a bigger famous model account and that is the same niche and also has an active OF for promo. Either do this off your agency account, your personal account, or your most recommended, your model account. But if your model account is small, you'll probably have to do it off your personal. But I also want to preface, these can be hard to find. Don't expect that you can just go DM a model and her immediately say yes. These usually take 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 DMs. In our case, we have a few models who we either worked with in the past or are currently working with and use their main accounts for promo. So multiple different ways to do this. Then additionally with this is we always do Meta Business Suite or Web Boost posting. So what we'll do with this is we'll spend around $150 more so to $300, and our target audience will be men 18 to 35, interest in fashion, fitness, and lifestyle, and our goal is for reach and engagement. Post number 1 that we did with this new main IG account went from 6K views to almost 200,000 views, and the total new followers gained from that was 4,200 new followers. That's how lucrative boosting posts can be. And a lot of guys say, well, why don't I just boost reels? Your conversion rate on boosting reels will be extremely lower, and you will not get as many bang for your buck ROI as far as follows to subs as you would if you got posts. This is what we do for every single launch of an OnlyFans that we do with a creator is we will boost posts rather than anything else when starting out with her. And this got us more followers on the IG. I believe we were at 25K or 20K with the account now. We were pulling good organic. This turned out to be later. We did the model to model promo around day 20. We didn't really get any responses until this one girl DM'd us, and we did this around day 20. But immediately we wanted to implement this. Then day 13 to 15 is when we started on X. We put a lot more effort into X. So we hopped on X and we posted 2 times per day, high quality teasers, no full nudity, and we hopped on trending formats. So while we were running this, Epstein was a huge trending format that was going on X. We were doing images with X or images with Epstein. We were doing, hey Grok, if I was on Epstein's island, what would you? We were going crazy with the Epstein conversation, the Epstein trend on X, which was working insanely well. What we did from there as well is we found 3 different promotional pages, accounts with 200 to 600,000 followers that promote OF models. By the way, you don't really look like they promote OF models. All right. These guys will just post a screenshot or will post I have some examples on here. Yeah. We'll post, no way, don't open this thread on a Monday, whatever. But these will be promotional accounts because the model, for instance, they will post something like this and the model will reply here saying, oh my God, it's me. What all I hate with my video. By the way, I made a free OF. This is marketing. If you think for 1 second that this is, by chance, you're totally wrong. This is marketing. And then, guys saying I found her to get her to the top of the post on that post. So we ran 3 different promotions and we paid around, I think total is like $600 for those promotions. We gained 6,800 followers on Twitter in 48 hours, and Twitter became a top 3 traffic source for us. Honestly, a top 1 to top 2 during that time. I'm actually going to edit that. Top 2 traffic source for us during that time. Then following all of this was days 15 to 17 in phase 3. Okay. In this time, we are doubling down on what has worked. Okay. We're going to figure out what's worked, what's flopped, why it has flopped, and how to pivot from this. So what we looked at our content stats in the actual posting library, and we said what's worked. Okay. Mirror videos on TikTok, mirror/full videos on selfies on IG. We had a glow up video go viral on IG and got 874,000 views. We got caption videos that were working. The flopped was talking head videos. We tried out some in the beginning just because he did speak English, and then also random outfit videos. They're boring. They didn't convert. Sorry. So what we did is we cut out all the talking head videos. We doubled down on mirror videos, full body videos, caption videos, and adjusted the content calendar to look something like this: 40% mirror, 30 full body, 20 trends, and 10 caption. And we also increased the posting frequency. We figured out a new way to kind of get a little bit more leverage in the posts. So we went from 3 posts a day to 5 posts per day on IG, 2 to 3, and 2 to 3 on X as well. Then, after we've doubled down on what worked, we have made sure that everything was working, because I would not do any more promotion from this point. Normally, when I am promoting a girl in the beginning and doing a launch on OF, I don't like to do a lot of promotions, like I was saying earlier, for this, that, and the other reason. And also, this girl was already around at this point, having her highest month. I think she was at like $10,000 to $20,000 per month in 15 days. This girl was on track to hit $40,000 per month, but I wanted to ensure that we could go as far as we possibly could, because a lot of that initial growth was right when that viral video went viral, and I didn't want by any means that to have one good day and then the OF start dropping down. So what I did from that point on was days 18 and 19, was our second wave of promo. We promoted 4 different posts, $150 to $200 per post, total spend of $700. And we also ran 2 more Twitter promos and $300 total spend. We did it on the same accounts that we did it with the last time and the same promo. So I think what we spent total was around $2,300. It's we can actually add it up though. 700 was for the 300 for the X. I believe we did 600 for the Twitter promos in the first place, and then another 300 for the first one. So 1,800. It was a little bit less than that. Our budget was around $21 to $2,000 just because we knew this model did have huge potential, and every single one of these hybrid videos that we would just bounce off the wall was just pulling engagement and subs. And obviously, if it wasn't, we would have adjusted. If it was a scenario where we're making IG content, these real accounts aren't going well, they're not pulling views, these promos aren't working, I would not continue to do promo. I've been in that situation before where I have thought that one promotion working, actually this exact one, this promoting post method was working on one creator. I tried to do it on another. It flopped 2 times in a row. I stopped doing it. All right. But when it continues to show growth, when it continues to bring out a positive ROI, I'm going to double down on that. So from there, I did a chatting infrastructure checkup. So this is kind of, I'm not going to lie to you boys, like on day 7 to day 8 is when I did this, but I wanted to make sure the flow of this made a lot more sense. So in the beginning, I already put on my new chatters, but let's just break down exactly what the chatting infrastructure was. First off, we had a Discord server. Obviously, we make a Discord server for every single one of our clients, but this was her metrics in the month of December. We signed her, I think, December 31st, December 30th. It was like closer to the end of the year. And she was at 7K per month gross is where she ended. Like I said, 6K per month. Before signing with us, her chatting was terrible. Like I was saying, ratios were around that 1 to 4, 1 to 5 max, leaving thousands on the table, bro. And if you guys don't know how important chatting is, if she made 1.8K in subs, and let's see, she did 5,000, around 5,000 in messages, that's around that 1.3, even 1.4. But if she did 1.8K and had our chatting ratio of 1.8, that would be $14,000 in messages and tips. So she would have close to double her income in the month of January with our industry standard chatting. So what I did, because I knew this was a problem, was I hired 3 new chatters from Telegram Network, European VAs that spoke fluent English. I put my chat manager on a new Discord setup. I changed the content selling strategy to the GFE experience on the OF, and I started developing more of a premiumness to our model. What that means is just essentially, if a guy comes on the page, it's super easy to explain. If a guy comes onto the page, he's like, hey, I want to see XYZ. Instead of immediately selling him a $15, $20 PPV of XYZ, say, oh my gosh, I've never done XYZ for somebody on here, like whatever, and then funnel into a whole script that you're going to sell for $500. That is how you up the premiumness of your models. And the results of that, this is after the full 30 days, this is after the marketing, we ended January, in $40,000, $40,641, $32,000 net. Technically, that's what we collected, but we 7x this girl's sub rate. We close to 6x'd her messages and tips rate. And overall, we 6x'd her income in a matter of 30 days with Hybrid OFM. Now, our last push, days 21, 22 to 24. Last thing we did was a multi-live strategy. She, at this point, she had a good TikTok account before we even signed her, and she was doing TikTok lives. This was one of her strategies that she already did before us. So we were like, I want you to run the strategy back, because she was trying to get away from it. That's one of the reasons why she actually signed with us. She was trying to not do lives every day, because lives were the only thing that was keeping her OnlyFans alive. Kind of funny there. But I was telling her, hey, let's do one big push for the end of this. Let's end this month off at the most money possible. This was actually what brought us over the $40,000 lip. And what these live strategies are is you funnel them. So you do a live on TikTok, 20, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe even shorter. And then you funnel, it's basically at the end of that live, when you have the highest amount of viewers, you say, hey, everybody, we're switching to my IG live on there. I'm going to be, tease it, funnel it, advertise it, funnel to the IG live. And that's going to bring all your TikTok people over to IG, and then all the IG people who aren't on TikTok on that one place. So now you have a shit ton of people on your Instagram live. And then from there, funnel to OF live, or just simply funnel to OnlyFans if you don't want to go live on OnlyFans. but we did a full OF Live. And we also did a lot of promotion on this. So on day 25, we did a 48-hour flash sale. So we promoted this on Instagram, TikTok, X, basically doing story promos saying 24 hours left, 12 hours left, this, that, and the third, saying only 48 hours, 70% off my page. Don't miss this. The results of this, we did 287 new subs in 48 hours at $3 a sub. That was $380 or $861, 70% off $10. But here's the kicker. That $861 got multiplied by 8 because those new subs also bought scripts, PPVs, created whales, added more value to LTV to us. It's so much more than just bringing people in traffic. With good chatting, you can make it extremely beneficial as to the profits. Then last 28 to 29 days. By 28, we identified the 3 rails on the account that spent the most money, the guys that were already spending, and it was time to maximize them. So to squeeze out the most money possible, what we did was we gave them a girlfriend experience closer. We sent daily personalized messages. We did exclusive just for you custom content. We did calls, and we did exclusive FaceTimes as well. So we just made them feel special. And then we also had an upsell strategy. So we offered them premium custom content. So I want you to make something special, $200 for a 10-minute custom video just for you. And between the chats, the AI content, the consistent marketing, that is how we cracked $40,000 in 30 days. And that is the full AI hybrid OFM breakdown. Now, you have officially seen exactly how I made $40,000 gross with the creator in 30 days using AI hybrid OFM, the full play-by-play. What worked, what didn't, how to replicate it, and you can either try and figure all of this out on your own or get help building this exact system. And not even this exact system, way more in depth, way more information that I could not produce in this video. If you want access to my entirely free course plus community where I break down AI hybrid OFM, what's going to happen, how to adjust, where you are, and how to fix the position you are, click the first link in the description. In that community, I also give free information, free courses, and host weekly calls that I'm officially now late to. If you remember at the beginning of the video, it's 5:05. I got to go hop on this call. That's the end of this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.